Alright, so today, in today's video, this is what we get to do. Our cow Macy has been a real
pill.
She's been a real pill. She has been used to surge milking her whole life, I guess, since she started milking. And I have tried to hand milk her, which she did okay.
She tolerated-ish.
She tolerates until she is done.
Distracted.
Okay? Distracted. She doesn't want to be standing there anymore. Her food is gone. You name it. Then she starts kicking me. Okay.
And kicking.
And kicking.
And kicking.
And kicking. And so today was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Actually, Christa's back.
Actually, my back. She kicked over the gallon of milk that I had already milked out of her.
And she pooped on you.
She pooped everywhere.
You're
trying
done.
to be so patient, but I'm done. Okay? And that's probably making a lot of noise.
It is, but that's
Sorry.
all right. So we're on our way.
Oh, there was a skunk. So we're on our way to buy a surge milker. I found one on Craigslist for $100 for the pan and the teacups, and now we just have to find a vacuum pump for it. And I know a guy who does refurbished vacuum pumps where it will be perfect for one milker.
Yeehaw! Okay, so we got it. Macy. It's coming for you. Okay, so the machine is needing some help. We've got to actually get some rubber hoses and a gasket, and so we're on a mission to go find that stuff, and then we got to find a vacuum pump for just one cow, but we think we got a lead on where we're gonna get it, and then, holy smokes, Macy, I'm hooking them sucker things up to you, and we're gonna have some time, some one-on-one time, and you're gonna give up the milk, sister. It's just the reality. Okay, complete change of plans, but it actually turns out that it was the really best thing. We don't have our milker, we don't have the parts. Actually, the thing we even just bought, we don't even have it right now.
No. But that's okay, because as we're driving to go get parts, the first guy we talked to was kind of a grump.
Yeah.
And he only dealt with dealers, with milk dealers. So he wouldn't even talk to us.
Yeah, we decided to just go ahead and go to lunch in a nearby town because everybody was kind of getting grumpy.
Yeah.
And I spotted a store that was it's really funny because I was like, wait a minute, isn't that the place where you buy your homeschool curriculum from?
And I thought, oh, wait a minute, they're in Kentucky, there's no way.
So
it was.
We turned around and ended up at the Rod and Staff publisher where they actually make the stuff.
Well, I don't think they make it there, but they do package it and ship it out, and they have a storefront, and it's really cool.
And then this is where we get to the weird part, which is cool, funny.
Yeah.
There's a Mennonite lady working there, and at the very last thing as we're getting ready to go, Mama just goes, I know this is a strange question, but do you happen to know anybody that would have milking machine parts?
Supplies and things like that, yeah.
And she said she did not, but she went in the back and got out
another fellow. I don't know what his name was, but...
And he goes, oh yeah, sure. I know exactly the guy that you need to talk to. And he gives us these instructions, this map to get from point A to point B. And he kind of was jabbing the guy a little bit, I think. Yeah. He's got a lot of stuff in his yard. A lot of stuff.
It was great though. It was really great.
So we get there, and this gentleman, they're Mennonites, and he has dairy supplies. He goes, yeah, sure, I can do that for you, no big whoop.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. I mean, he's got tractor trailers, a couple of them, full of all kinds of milking, dairy, vet medicines, things like that. But then
it gets even kind of funnier, because he's running around, he's got parts, and he's moving from point A to point B, and I'm not really sure what we're supposed to be doing at this point, if anything. No. And he's asking us questions about it, and he quickly figures out we have no idea what we're talking about or doing.
No.
And so I show the picture, I show him what we got. We got the surge milker, this thing. And we quickly figure out that we don't know diddly squat about surge milkers.
I can hand milk, but she just does not want to be hand milked.
Well, okay, so what happens is he goes, well, now you need the compressor or the vacuum pump. I said yes. He says, well, where's your motor?
Do you have a motor to run it?
I'm like, motor? I thought it was all in one, like an electric pump. No. So he's going, well, do you have the blah, blah, blah this and the blah, blah, blah that? And I'm like, this is what we have. This is it. And then he goes, well, okay, why don't I do this? You guys were headed to Thorpe. Why don't you go to Thorpe?
Go to lunch.
And come back and I'll see what I can have put together for you.
Right. So we come back and he's got this big tank. It's this big on a skid.
And he's got a motor that's like that.
The motor is huge. The vacuum pump is up there and there's this big, I have no idea what it was. It looked like a jar upside down. I was like, what in the world is that for?
Okay, but hold on, because this is kind of funny. Because at this point, we still don't know what a milker looks like.
We have no clue what he's building or putting together for us.
And we got the impression, he said, well, yeah, my dad took the part that you had. And
the pulsator.
Yeah, he's fixing that up. And so I got the impression that he was fixing up something for his dad. I had no idea that he was working on a machine for us.
Right, and this, we're not kidding, it is this big, right?
And
a big tank about this big around.
And he's cranking away and doing stuff, and we're just making small talk. I'm asking about Mennonite culture, and he's just laughing at
he's
stuff
laughing
about
at us, really.
He wasn't laughing at us.
No,
it was a conversation.
But it was new and interesting, I think, for him to hear our story.
He's like, you make a living being on selling food online? How do you do that?
Yeah, it was new to him. It was really neat.
So anyway, we're there probably a good 30 minutes, and I don't want to say anything because he's just doing his thing, and I didn't know what to. And then his dad pulls in. His dad's got this part. He goes, well, this is this, and that is that, and he's showing us how it works.
And you got to do this. You got to oil this.
And it's at that point that I realize he's building that machine from scratch.
For us.
For us. And I was like, oh, is that the thing? That's the thing?
Yeah.
And
is that going to fit in the back of the van?
He's like, sure. So I really was concerned it was not going to fit in the van.
Right.
However, so we measure it out, and it's not going to fit in the van.
No, we'll have to bring the trailer.
However, the cool thing about this is we start talking about it, and he goes, you do have 240 volts in your barn, right? And I'm like, yes.
220.
Yeah, 220.
Yeah.
And we have it over by the silo, which is great, and that's going to work out. However, he goes, you know what? I don't want to be rude, but if you give me like a day, I can really make this nice and make it work better for you. And I was like, I had no idea that we were even, number one, taking away time from your day.
Yeah.
But number two, I didn't realize this was the thing you were building for us. And we never even talked about price at all.
Not at all. Not at all. And so Brad decides, he's like, well, okay, we got to make sure that we've got the right amount of money for this guy to...
Because I'm looking at this thing going, the ones online are over $1,000.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking this big humongous tank and this motor and the vacuum, it's going to be $1,000.
I was like, uh-oh. He's been working on this thing, and now he's going to be expecting us to pay.
Right.
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So he basically says, you know, well, I need a day to work on this, and I'll make it real nice. And I'm thinking, oh, whew,
yeah,
good. Because now it opens me up to be able to talk to him about money. And I'm like, well, he mentioned about a smaller one, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I better go for the smaller one.
Yeah, because he asked us, he's like, well, how many cows are you going to milk with this one?
He goes, then he looks at me, and the dad goes, why do you need a milker?
He's like, you know, if you only have one, you should. Yes,
normally.
I know. And I told him, and his name was Noah, and he was just there.
Fun guy.
Fun, fantastic people. And he was just like, yeah, you just hand milk them. I'm like, yeah, that's what I would do.
Normally.
However, she doesn't want to be hand milked.
So, we end up talking, and I'm braced for impact, man. I'm thinking this is going to be $1 gazillion.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, well, now, okay, I don't want to be rude because I have no idea pricing on these kind of things.
Right.
I said, when you get done with the work that you're putting into this and the whole 9 yards, what's it going to cost? And he kind of looks at me and he's thinking, $200. I'm like,
he about fell over on the ground.
I couldn't believe it because we've seen these things for well over $1,000.
Yes, yeah. And then
we
were talking about a smaller one, you know, something with less voltage, and well, what about that one? Oh,
$100. $100
for all of this labor. I'm like, that does not seem right.
He and we chatted about it, and he was like, "Oh no! It was super cool."
Yeah.
But what a funny thing, a roundabout way to get all of that done, and we would have only had the stupid pan and not known how to A, use it.
Right.
B, we wouldn't have had the motor. We would not have had the compressor. We wouldn't have had any of that stuff.
Right.
And so God provided us a better way to get all of everything done all at once, super cheap, and learn how to use it.
And from people who actually know how to use it.
They do it every day.
Every day. Charles has 85 head of cattle, and the nephews that were there, they had 35 head of cattle.
Yeah.
I think Dad said they had just a family cow.
Family cow.
Yeah.
But kind of funny how we thought, oh, we got this. We know what we're doing.
We got nothing. We got Jack and Squat.
Well, and God kind of just gently goes, no, you don't, but I'll help you through this.
Right. It was an amazing adventure today, honestly.
It was pretty fun.
Because, you know, the guy we bought the surge milker from, go to this guy and
He'll know.
He'll know. He'll have, no. And we're just driving towards Thorpe.
Yeah.
And God just moved us where we needed to be to get what we needed.
So very, very fun afternoon, and it was just neat to be a part of it. So we will show you the surge milker in its totality when we get it. If he says he's ready tomorrow, we'll pick it up tomorrow. If not, I told him just wait till Monday. He's like, oh. And so
he doesn't want me to have to hand milk that many times. Like,
it was funny because he actually asked that.
He's like, can you hand milk for a few more days? Yes, I can.
So anyway,
I'll fight with the cow.
Exactly. Macy, you're giving it up whether you like it or not.
That's right.
So that's our adventure for the day, and we'll show you all the goodies when we get them. So that's it. I'm Brad.
I'm Krista.
You guys have an amazing day.